Hi guys, welcome back. We've got another coral delivery today. Again, one that I mentioned in my last video. This one's come from eBay. I have ordered from the chap who runs the eBay store before, but I've ordered from him. He used to have a shop, but within the UK's crisis issue that we've got going on, he's had to close his shop down, so he got rid of a lot of his stuff, but then he's since took to eBay to get rid of the last few things. Quite a big box, 2 heat packs, still warm, always positive. Get some of this out of the way and we'll see what we've got. So, some quite nice things in this one, if I remember rightly. I'm not too sure what they are. I think they're the goniopora. I ordered 2 different gonies. Empty bag. I think really tell what that is. These don't look that great, if I'm honest. That looks like some red mushrooms, which is good because I'm sure I'd only bought a single leaf, and there looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4. There looks to be at least probably 5 on there. Next, we've got a red montipora digitata. I've only got a few SPS in this tank at the moment. Something that with my old setup I was hoping to have more SPS, but obviously I've got the new rockwork, which is mainly zoas, so changed my plan and going for zoas and LPS, Duncans, hammers, stuff with nice colours and nice flow. And then the last one looks like a acan echinata. That looks quite good. So that's everything in the box, so we'll get this moved out of the way. The only thing that I am concerned about is them 2 gonioporas, which was in the first bag that I opened. They don't look to be doing great, but I know they don't, all corals get stressed when they're being shipped. So I'm going to get these opened up and get them acclimated, tune back in when we've got them in the tank. So here we've got 2 different types of goniopora. You see there's quite a lot of detritus in there, but overall I think they should pull back through. Can't see no brown jelly or anything like that, so they should be okay. Next thing we've got is, like I said, this hammer, which looks like it's split. It was sold as a double, but I don't know whether that's something that's gone wrong in the split, whether there's something living in there or what's actually gone off there. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Let me know if this is normal, if any of you guys have seen this before, so I'm really not sure. I've not seen a hammer split like that before. Simple red montipora. Not really much to say about that. Looks good enough. I think on the pictures it was a smaller frag, but looks okay, doesn't look to be any pests. The last thing is this, well, I got the mushroom out, put that in there, didn't video that one, is this acan echinata, which done a bit of research on these. Looks like they're an encrusting type. Can be quite aggressive, so give everything a wide berth when you've got these in your tank, because they can be quite stingy. So I'm going to get these acclimated now, and I'll show you them once they're in the tank. So guys, when I was opening the mushrooms, saw some weird looking things on them. Never seen this before, but then again I've never had flatworms in my tank. So I'm going to dip these. I've already put dip in the others as well. I've tried to blow it off with a turkey baster, or a little pipette, sorry, not turkey baster. They lift slightly, but they don't come off. So I'm unsure what these are. Like I said, I'm gonna get some reef dip in there, see if they come off. A bit dubious about putting it in my tank, to be fair. Let me know if you've seen anything like this before. You know what it is, share any advice, because I'm stumped. I don't know what it is. So everything's been dipped. The others are waiting to go in the tank. I've just got them in some fresh water. I upped the dosage of the Reef dip for these, and I still can't get, these white spots aren't coming off. I've tried my best. I've got the tweezers in, see if I can pick it off, but I can't. It's not blowing off. So I'm wondering if it's part of the mushroom. I'm gonna put them in the tank anyway. I know a lot of you probably wouldn't, if it is something that you've seen before and know that it's not good, but I've never seen it before. They've been soaking in this dip for well over 5 minutes. I've been stirring the water, I've been blowing the water about, and it's still not coming off. So I'm gonna add them to the tank. I'll keep a close eye over this next half an hour to an hour and see if any of the white blobs are moving, see if any of them blow off or anything like that. But as far as I can see, they don't look like they're alive, because none of them have moved since I've got them in, since I've put them in this dish with the dip. Even when I've tried to blow them off, none of them are moving whatsoever. So I'm just going to take the plunge and put them in and see what happens. Alright, so it's been probably a couple of hours now, to be fair. And all the corals are in the tank, settled and looking well. So we'll start off with the mushrooms. I've tried to keep a close eye on these. As you can see, the dots are still there. So I'm not sure what's going off. None of them dots have seemed to have moved. Obviously I did give this quite an intensive dip, so that's why I think some of them look a bit peed off. But we'll monitor that and see how everything does. Lobo from last video, awesome coral, looking really good. Duncan's looking super fat and healthy, apart from them behind it. Again, definitely need to get that fragged up. Probably do a video on fragging that. So these are the two gonies. I've just turned the flow off. I'm not happy with where I've got these. I think flow might be a bit too much for them, especially just coming into the system. That's why I've tried to put them behind the Duncan to shelter some of the flow, but it's not really worked, so I'll get them moved later. Red Monty, fine, and the hammer is fine. The head on the left, which was the single head, that has opened up and extended more than the double. So we'll keep an eye on that just to make sure that, you know, it has split okay and it is going to be okay. Watch it for some bacterial infections and that. And then that was another one from last video. That's the Holy Grail hammer. It's not focusing too well. But yeah, that one's doing really well. And then probably my favourite coral that I've ordered today, and it was actually the cheapest, is the acanata. So the colours on that are really nice. That orange that's just coming through there, that looks awesome. Really happy with this coral. So yeah, obviously I've still not got around to sorting the lights out. Lights that I'm running on this tank, I've got one Hydra 52, and then I've got one AI Prime HD. So I'm just going to lift this up. A bit tricky to do with one hand. But as you can see, obviously there's a condensation guard on there. You can see where the Prime is and obviously where the Hydra is. What I'm hoping to do is I've got another Hydra, so I'm going to spread the two Hydras out and potentially remove the Prime altogether. Once I move this across, I should be able to fit two Hydras in. It may be a little bit overkill. Well, I know it's a bit overkill, but I want to keep the hood on. If I wanted to stick with just one Hydra, I could, but I'd probably have to remove the hood to get that spread, which I just don't want to do. You know, having the hood has a lot of advantages. It's quieter, it keeps evaporation down. It's not as good for the pH, but I don't know. I've weighed it up and I want to keep the hood. Bit of a top down. Nems are looking great. More Duncans. And then the Zoas. You can see there's a few nice ones in there. I think some Gatorades, Bowsers, scrambled eggs, Rastas, fake lime chilies. I don't know what they are down there, but they're nice, they grow quite well. And then obviously these just here, colour's not picking them up, but they are quite a light tealy green, which is quite nice. And again, they're growing really well. There's my female clown giving me a bit of sticks. I'm near the top of the tank. Still not happy with the amount of algae that's growing at the back. I think what I'm going to have to do is get another power head, another wave maker, and put it down there just so that it's circulating that water at the back as well, because with all this rock there is quite a bit of dead spots. But yeah, everything's doing well. Kenya trees loving life. All these mushrooms, obviously my little mushroom garden down here. We've got some Superman discosomas, another green one. That's it, the rot flower nem. He's wedged himself down there. Not too happy with that placement, but since then obviously I've decided that I'm gonna make this into my little mushroom and nem area. Clam's doing well. Hawkfish loves to sit on there, which I'm really surprised the clam accepts, but he does. Some more little zoas, more zoas at the back there. We've got an acan, some more to chaos. A nice frag of blastos that I picked up there. I do want to get some more blastos, the typical red ones that you see. I'll get some of them if I see some while I'm out and about. But coral wise, I think we're about done. Obviously anything that I see that really takes my fancy, I probably will pick up. Obviously I've got a few frags, Duncans and things like that I might try and get rid of to make some space. I do love the Duncans. They're a real nice, easygoing coral for me. But obviously further down the line, when I want to start adding a bit more higher end stuff, try and get some shifted. Blue eye coal tang from one of the other videos, obviously ordered him online. Still gets bullied a bit by other fish, mainly the hawkfish, but you can see he's doing really well, and he's fat. He's been picking away at all this algae, absolutely loving life. Clowns, we're up to 6 clowns now. Obviously always been put off, and any research said do not add more than a pair of clowns to a tank. But I don't know, I don't see why. Obviously not all of these are sexually mature, but the 2 black ice ones, they're definitely sexually mature. But she's been quite accepting of other fish. The female there, she's accepting of other fish a lot more than what she is of my hand. She's an absolute cow. But yeah, I'll do an update on the new corals in a couple of weeks, see how everything's getting on. And like I said earlier, guys, if anybody knows what's the deal with these mushrooms with them white bits on them, I don't know whether it'll focus, but let me know.